Hey everybody, it's me, Rick Acosta, the Dodger Card Collector, coming to you with another video. I just released a video yesterday. Why am I releasing another one today? Because I just came home from the Burbank Sports Card Show, and I wanted to talk to you guys about it, especially those of you that are considering going out there this weekend, as we still have Saturday and Sunday. So literally, like I said, I just got home, and I'll show you some pickups that I later in the video. But I wanted to just give you some quick details on what I saw, and hopefully it'll help you out in regards to if you decide to go out there this weekend. So I bought my tickets in advance, and you can buy those online at the BurbankCardShow.com website. They're $15. If you wait till the day of the show, it's going to be $20. Parking. So we drove out there. I live about 50 miles from Ontario. Some of you going, the Burbank Card Show's in Ontario? And I go, yeah, that's where it is. And there are two main parking lots. There's parking lot B, which was sold out by the time I got there. And there's parking lot D, and that's where I ended up parking in. The show started today at 11 o'clock. I believe the show is starting tomorrow at 10 o'clock. There's VIP entry today that was an hour early. But I got there right at 11 o'clock, just as they were opening up parking lot D. Parked there quickly. It's not that long of a walk. You cross the street, and you'll be there in 2 minutes into the Ontario Convention Center. Getting into the Ontario Convention Center is kind of a mini TSA line, or kind of like going to a football game where, you know, they're going to scan you and check your. In my case, I had a backpack. They're going to check your backpack. Those type of things. So be ready for that just in case. You had to wait maybe 10 or 15 minutes in line to check in. And at that point, they give you a wristband and you're in. You have in and out privileges once you get in there. You don't have in and out privileges in the parking lot though, but you do have in and out privileges once you get into the actual convention hall itself. Now going in, pleasant surprise. Since I got there right at 11, I'll be honest, I was surprised how slow it was, just because not everybody was around yet. But it's a very big hall. For Los Angeles, for Southern California, this is a big show. It was so nice to see what Rob and his team at Burbank Card Store have done, just because plenty of tables, plenty of vintage, plenty of modern, nice, big, wide aisles. Definitely couldn't complain about that. Plenty of room to walk around. Plenty of room if you needed to take a break and stand or sit by a wall. Plenty of restrooms. Food to eat in case you need to eat lunch. I had to do lunch there just because I was so tired. It took me 2 hours to do the entire floor. Then I took a break, sat around for 30 or 45 minutes, ate some lunch, texted some friends about how things were going. Then I walked the floor one more time. That took more than 2 hours this time, just because I was walking slower and there was just so much to see. There was especially one area when you walk into the convention hall, the area farthest away from the entrance. Boy, there was a lot of vintage, and I'll be honest with you. I haven't been to a card show this big probably since the National in Anaheim in the mid-90s. So I haven't been to a National in close to 25 years. So for me, I was actually pretty overwhelmed just because there were so many cards, so much vintage that, and I'm used to walking in and out of shows in 10 minutes. In this case, like I said, it took me 2.5 hours, 2 hours just to do the first walkthrough. So in that regards, there's plenty of vintage. There's plenty of modern for you modern folks. There's plenty of Pokemon for you Pokemon buyers out there. What else happened? I got to meet some YouTubers. Got to meet Mike Monahan. That was really nice. Baseball collector Mike. Got to meet up with him and spoke to him for a few minutes. Met Caesar, the Pepino Man. Big smile. He makes me laugh when I watch his videos. So it was great to talk to those guys and just compare notes of what was going on. I wanted to talk to Mike about the size of this compared to the Dallas Card Show, and he mentioned that the Dallas card, as big as this card show was, the Dallas Card Show is even bigger in size. And then Pepino Man brought up the Chicago, the National. He just said the National is way bigger than this. And it was just funny because, like I said, I felt pretty overwhelmed being at this show just because there were so many cards. So that's just a heads up if you guys are planning on heading out there. If you're thinking of heading out there, I'd recommend it. You're not going to find any type of show of this anywhere in the Los Angeles area. I saw lots of sellers who I had never met before. And the funny thing was I met 2 or 3 sellers that were local, and they only do like really big card shows, and it was great to meet them. I bought several cards from them. So if you're thinking of heading out there, it's worth heading out there. Just so you know, tickets are $15 in advance, $20 the day of the show. Parking was $15, so be prepared for that. And then have a good time. Have a good time. Take your time. Like I said, I started at 11, and I finally left at 4:30, and the only reason I left was because I had a cat to come home to feed, and my feet are on fire right now. I am hurting. My feet, my ankles, it's just... it's been a long day, but it was really fun. So, like I said, shout out to baseball card collector Mike. Shout out to Pepino Man. Wonderful to meet you guys. I did not take any video. I know those 2 guys were taking video. So check out their channels because they will be posting some videos. If they haven't already, I'm sure they will very soon. So let me turn the camera around and I'll show you what I picked up. All right, camera's rolling, and I'm actually going to start off with I came home and I just ordered a card that arrived, so I'm going to have a mail day really quick here. And we're going to start off here with a 2014 Topps Heritage Mookie Betts. Some of you might know this, a lot of you don't. I have been working on a 2014 Topps Heritage set. And I needed this Mookie Betts, and this is one of his rookie cards. Kind of hard to pay a lot of money for modern cards, but in this case, I did end up getting a deal. So this is a 2014 Topps Heritage Mookie Betts, and I need 2 more cards to finish the set, and yeah, Jacob deGrom's one of them. So we'll get that done eventually here. All right, so now let's go to my pickups from the show. These are in no particular order. Nothing glamorous here. Maybe 1 or 2 cards you consider glamorous. I just picked them up on good deals just because it's fun to buy cards at a card show, damn it. So let me start off here with 1962 Topps Frank Thomas. I'm going to be talking about him in a future video in the coming weeks. He is unfortunately, he passed away recently. And I thought I'd pick up a card because I want to talk about Frank Thomas coming up in the next few weeks. So next card I picked up, I was really happy to find this. 1958 All-Star, Stan Musial. Like I said, really happy to find this. I think I got a great deal, and then I got upset several hours later when I saw someone else was selling the card for half the price that I paid for. But those are the breaks. I still got a good price on it. So this is a 1958 Topps All-Star card of Stan Musial. Next is going to be Johnny Antonelli of the New York Giants. A couple of my goals for this year, 1952, 1954, 1956 Topps. I own 10% of the sets. I'd like to get that up to 15% just for those 3 sets. I want to bolster up my 50s a little bit more. So I picked up this Johnny Antonelli card. And the prices there were great. I was just buying cards on the cheap for the most point here. I also ended up picking up this 1963 ERA leaders, which features Whitey Ford and Robin Roberts and Dean Chance of the LA Angels. And picked this up from a local guy. Now here's a case, and I bought 6 cards from this dealer. This guy, I never knew this. There is a show in Whittier, California. It's Jimmy's Toys, something like that, in Whittier. And I go maybe once or twice a year. It's not I'm going to be mean. It's not a very good show. But this guy told me that he goes there and he's starting to sell there. And this guy had a lot of vintage. He was selling a lot of vintage from the 50s and mostly from the 60s and from the 70s and some from the 50s. He had a lot of $1, $2, $3 cards. I ended up buying 6 cards from him for like $10. This card and some of the 54s and some of the 56 and one of the 56s I'm going to show you. But picked up this card here, this 1962 American League ERA leaders. Another card I bought from him, Maury Martin, 1954 Topps. Nothing special here. I just wanted the card. Sometimes we just buy cards just because we want to add them to our collection. So we picked up a Maury Martin. Next, I also picked up from the same seller, John Fitzpatrick, 1954 Topps. Now, I don't have any bios or anything to say about these guys. They were just cards that I felt like buying. I'm at a card show. Let's buy some cards. I come home empty-handed a lot. So, okay, the next card I bought from him was a 1956 Topps Ellis Kinder. Good-looking card on the Cardinals. I think he played on the Red Sox at one point. Someone who likes the Red Sox is going to tell me. It'll be the card closet. If Chris is watching, he'll tell me. Or if Eric's watching, excuse me. If Eric's watching, he'll tell me. All right. And got a couple more from the same seller. A 1954 Stan Jock. And these are all in pretty decent shape. You know, some of these sellers would have sold that for a fortune. Like I said, 6 cards for $10. Can't beat that. And the last card I bought from him was the 1956 Hal Brown, or 1954 Topps Hal Brown. Hal Brown. Next card is going to be a 1956 Topps Ray Monzant. I picked that up $5 as well. I bought 2 cards for $10. And the next card I picked up from a local seller as well. He lives in the Valley, so he's going to be at the Del Mar show next month. He had a great selection of cards. Mitch's Vintage Sports Cards. That's who it was. I'm going to follow him on Instagram. And this is Elio Chacon of the New York Mets. And I also picked up from him a 1963 Topps Joe Christopher in a PSA 7. And then I have a story which I told you guys last week. I bought a card last week at the Long Beach Card Show, but when I placed a deposit on it, the card was technically for sale at the Houston Card Show. So I left the deposit, $100, and they were going to deliver it today to the Burbank Card Show, and we finished the deal. And this is going to finish my 1957 top set, Brooks Robinson, in an SGC 4.5. You know, it's wonderful to finish a set. You just always feel relieved when you're done. You're happy. You're happy. You know, that weight is off your shoulder. And then a few weeks later, you wake up and you say, I want to start a new set. I don't know when that's going to happen. But in my case, I bought this from Hashish Che. He's really popular on Facebook, and he probably had the most impressive table of anyone at this Burbank Card Show. This man had 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. He had a lot of great cards. So definitely check this guy out if you're going to go to the show. He had tons of vintage. And yes, he's willing to negotiate on price. I was able to knock this card. I knocked off about 10% off this card. And I'll be honest with you, I got it for a good price because every time I look on eBay or even at the card show today, lots of people are selling this card for a lot more than what I paid for. So really happy to have the Brooks Robinson card. 57 Topps is out of the way. I'll probably do a video about it in the coming weeks about the set. But that's what I got for you guys. Sorry, thanks for the impromptu video. I don't see myself doing this very often, but thought I'd do it today because it was a special day. All right, everyone. Have a wonderful weekend. Take care.